The Institute of Women Directors of India was incorporated in the year 2016 with the main objective of educating and enhancing the knowledge of women directors on the board, existing board, as well as those prospective directors, prospective women directors who would like to come on the board. The idea of starting an organization to promote the well-balanced women in the corporate arena emanated from the enactment of Companies Act 2013, where it was made mandatory for particularly listed companies, to have women on their board. The government's initiative was to empower women and create a gender equality, and that actually resulted in enacting a law which made it mandatory for listed companies to have at least one woman in the board. Not only listed company, also those public companies, unlisted public companies having a paid-up capital of 100 crores or more, or a turnover of 300 crores or more, are mandatorily required to have a women director. The whole idea to me came when some of the medical doctors who retired from services somewhere in that year, they approached me and asked me that some of the pharma companies, well-known pharma companies, are asking them to be on the board to take advantage of their high profile. And they were very keen to become directors because of their, the kind of remuneration they would be paid. But then I cautioned them, saying that along with the remuneration, you also have responsibilities and liabilities. So unless you know these responsibilities and liabilities, you should not venture into something just because somebody is paying you a lot of money. Then I said, why not we start an institute where we will educate and enhance the knowledge level of these women directors, or those who would like to be women directors. That is how this Institute of Women Directors of India came into being. There are two objectives. First, to educate all these women who want to be directors, and also those women who are already on the board. It's not necessarily those listed companies who have women directors. Also, there are many private limited companies, family-run business, where women are inducted onto the board. And many of them are dummies, virtually dummies. There may be a husband-wife team where the wife is just inducted to meet the requirement of having two directors in a private limited company. So these women, though they are all educated, most of them are educated now, they are not aware of their roles, responsibilities and liabilities. And therefore this institute was set up to educate them. That is one objective. The second objective was, the companies themselves found it difficult to get women on the board for various reasons. Now if you have 6,000 listed companies, hardly 2,000 and odd have women on the board even as on date. There's a shortage of women directors. And therefore, the second objective was to place women in directors in these companies after training them. That is how this whole concept of Institute of Women Directors came into being. Now, the awareness has to be created among these directors, and the institute, in its endeavor to educate these women, I thought it fit to enroll women as members, associate members in the institute for a nominal fee, and conduct periodically seminars, bring out a journal where they will get more knowledge on the company law, because basically these women have to know the basics of company law. They should know the company in which they are directors, what the company is doing. Today there is a plethora of laws, not only Companies Act. There are many acts which are affecting these companies. For example, you have the Factories Act. you have the environmental laws. The director on the board is equally responsible for something happening in the factory. Though there is somebody called occupier, yet they have a vicarious liability. And they are bracketed into what is known as the officer who is at default under section 260 of the Companies Act. Now, these officers who are in default, a list of officers who should be the officers of, who could be the officer of default is given in the Companies Act. Even if the director says, whether it is women director or male director, says, I never endorse the views of the board, and just keep quiet, they are equally responsible. They have to record their dissent in the board meeting if they don't agree to what the proceedings are. And therefore, the role of the director, whether it's a male or a female director, becomes very, very important. Today, the penalties are very high. Any default carries a heavy penalty. For example, you don't file the annual returns or annual documents which are to be filed regularly, or there is a violation in the act. These directors are also equally responsible, and apart from the company being penalized, the directors are also penalized, and the sums are all very heavy, runs into sometimes lakhs. In a husband-wife company, for the mistakes of the husband, the wife has also to pay the penalty. And sometimes, in extreme cases, it goes into criminal acts. It is construed as criminal. So the situation will be that the women also has to go to the court at least for the first time. That becomes very embarrassing. Therefore, with the objective of creating an awareness and helping the government to have a fine set of women directors, we have established this Institute of Women Directors of India. We also have in our agenda to have a very nice journal to be brought out where we will bring all facets of company law and SEBI regulations to the notice of the women director, so that they are truly contributing to the corporate governance, which is very essential in today's corporate arena. To sum up, because I've been in practice as a company secretary for 4 decades, I know the intricacies of compliance of laws, whether it's Companies Act or SEBI regulations, RBI regulations, FEMA, and all the applicable laws in the factory, in the plant. There are many acts such as e-waste management rules, where any default is highly penalized, even environmental laws, for example. If there is a violation, there is something called polluter to pay principle, where lakhs of monies are collected from the company, and if there is no occupier in a factory, a director named as occupier, all the directors are responsible. And therefore, I thought, let me have an institution where it will be manned or womened by women. So right now, I'm the chairman of the company, but slowly I would like to withdraw, hand it over to women. And some of the women who will also be speaking now have come forward to take this institution forward. Apart from 3 or 4 other women directors, we also have roped in lawyers, company secretaries, etc., or consultants to this institute, and they will also contribute their might in enhancing the value of this institute. We hope to achieve at least 1,000 members, 1,000 women directors as members in the coming 1 year, so that we could have, hopefully after the COVID, we will be having a lot of seminars. Now, of course, we will be restricting ourselves to webinars, seminars where a lot of interaction could take place. And we would like to really bring forward the difficulties faced by women in the board. It's more, our companies are all male dominated, where women sometimes, withdraws. So to give confidence to these women, this institute will play a very important role. And now, I think we should allow the women directors or prospective women directors to come forward and take this organization, and I would eventually like to retreat because I would like the company to run only by women. Initially, I would like to be there to see that I guide them how to take this company forward and perhaps go into the background as a mentor. Thank you.